Hey everybody, and welcome back to Psychology Geek. In today's video, we will look at 7 signs men give before they cheat. Before we go straight into the video, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Suddenly, something fundamental has changed. Fewer kisses, fewer hugs, and less everything. If your partner's weird and distant, you need to see these 7 signs. It could help prevent mayhem or let you go before it all crumbles. 1. Too much tension. There is a 2,000 watt power grid around each other. He overreacts, whatever the conflict or the small problem, constantly on the defensive. You are defending from what exactly? Is something behind his mood that doesn't let him relax around you? Or is there something in his actions that is out of place? He is not the laid-back, easygoing man you fell in love with anymore. You certainly don't remember the last time that man appeared. He picks unnecessary and new fights that weren't there before. This behaviour is a part of his subconscious that's trying to make the relationship a total drag. The more weight he puts on both, the more justification he will have to leave you. Remember that leaving a healthy and beautiful relationship is not easy, and since there is no motive, he creates one, so he can take a boat straight to Neverland. Deep in his mind, all this fuss is about feeling guilty. After all, the one who has anything to hide, it's him. So if he can pass that guilt to you by making you mad, picking random fights, or getting a bunch of fabricated excuses to justify their faults, then that horrible situation he just created for himself is easier to digest. He is a harsh truth. The best thing that can happen to a cheating man is that his girlfriend leaves him. That will liberate him from guilt and give him a made-up reason to say, "It wasn't only me." Picking responsibilities and putting the weight on others is a cheating classic PhD. 2. Sex who? No more sex. That elephant in the room keeps growing every waking night. Nothing for over a week. Nothing for 2 weeks until it settles the doubt. Why, you ask yourself. But that issue, it's a silent one. Sometimes you don't realize it until it's too late. Sex just suddenly stops. What doesn't stop is the number of excuses. I am tired. I have much work to do. All reasons not to acknowledge that you are being cheated on. This is a time bomb for your relationship. Frustration with every attempt from you raises until it leads to a culminating moment where you can't stand it anymore. Then everything crashes. Frustration is not just because you do not realize your needs, it's more because you don't know exactly why. That major red flag is bothering you day by day. There should be no secrets between you and him. Nonetheless, those absent sheets are a Sherlock mystery. He never discloses the root of the problem with you. There is no communication. Something more is happening right in your face. When sex dies, nothing gets done, even if you try to fix it. On the other hand, if he tries to fix it, those are little lights of hope that those so-called excuses are actual. If he doesn't try to do that, he will look for that sex somewhere else. And opportunities are just around the corner, at work, at parties, at acquaintances. Leaving that elephant in the room for too long will eventually choke the relationship. 3. He will disclose a cheating record. We as humans tend to overcomplicate. If you are willing to listen, people will tell you who they are. Listen to all his stories and pay attention to the fine print behind those anecdotes. There may be a background you are just ignoring. A cheating man will likely do it again. Listen to how he talks. He blames everything on his ex. There may be a hidden danger then. He will never assume responsibility. You have no guarantees that he won't do it again. If you think that will never happen, then that's what keeps the same trend in most cases. It's a reoccurring factor in that man's life then. At the first sign of hardship in the relationship, he could easily do the same again. You will be following a cheating anecdote. If you listen, you can acknowledge the fact and prepare some measures. But remember, anything you do would be futile. There is no control measurement to avoid cheating. It's impossible to avoid if the other person already has a tendency, and if you can't trust him, there is nothing to build together. Guys will tell you stories about how they cheated because there was no guts to cut that relationship. They will tell you about it at the beginning of the relationship. The question you have to ask yourself is, will the next cheated on, could it be you? 4. On his social media, something is up. Every day of every month, there was a new post about you. Some photos together, something for you, all in complete transparency. But one day, that's over. It could also be because the relationship is already cemented and well established, and costumes in relationship dynamics naturally tend to change. But this is different. There are no more tags about you on his posts. He starts to remove some functions on his WhatsApp, taking way more selfies than before. Something is up in those bachelor posts. Does he want to appear to be single? It's a little messed up. Also, he gives a lot of likes to other women, especially those Instagram models. Nevertheless, the more dangerous ones aren't those Instagram models. The real danger lies in their co-workers or best friends. Those are signs that he may not be as committed or satisfied as you thought. Those warning signs that shouldn't be in social networks have made cheating more accessible, which could be something to look out for. If you have to dig deep, it's because something is up, and you may find disturbing things if you look for it. There's a strong signal if he has 2 cell phones or blocks WhatsApp with ID, it's a big red alert. 5. Your intuition is on fire. There is a terrible feeling something is not right in the relationship. Constant mood changes, hiding stuff, new routines doesn't let you grab that cell phone. You don't know what it is, but something fundamental has changed. In your heart, something is up. Intuition is a powerful mechanic that picks up small things little by little. You are missing those at a conscious level, but subconsciously, an open radar is getting that signal 24/7. You become aware that things aren't the same. At that point, just a bit of digging will get the truth out. Those suspicions were confirmed. He's cheating. To avoid that point of no return, try to fix them before that. It's a job of 2 people, you can't do it alone. But you can do your best to pick up those before signs. There are many cases where you put your best for the family, yet nothing remains the same. But those subconscious pickup details are essential to acknowledge so that you don't suddenly realise later with many lame surprises. When you open yourself up to intuition, beware that it doesn't lead to insecurity because it lets you fall into a problematic spiral. Everything will be suspicious. Being completely honest with yourself is paramount for keeping those phantoms far from the relationship with no issues. 6. Cell phone defense. How open is he to lend you his cell phone? Does he keep that phone face down? So havoc breaks loose every time you have to use it? There are many skeletons in Messenger or WhatsApp for some people. Even in those shows on TV, every time they check a cell phone, it unfolds a cascade of secrets. Our phone is the most personal device around. But if he guards it, that's another sign you should be paying attention to. Its notifications are off. It's okay if you have privacy, but come on, he is running away when nobody is chasing him. That's a clear sign that there is something more than just spam emails on those notifications. Why would you have to safeguard that phone with all his being when there is nothing to hide? Some people are more evident than others. If he starts sweating when the phone is alone at the living room table, if he makes those 3 backflips to grab that notification seconds before you see it, 2 + 2 = 100 times he is cheating. Or keeping you a lovely surprise. Still, most of the time, he is cheating. A typical couple doesn't have an issue with lending each other's cell phones. There is no worry about that random message that could arise. So many endings with that message from a lover or a dark secret behind your back. Many divorces started with a beep at 2 a.m. 7. A ghost. He starts to change his routine, disappearing once in a while, taking extra time off way too frequently. You either are with a ghost or a partner. It can't be both. That raises the flags of any woman. Check that bank account though. We don't know if those extra hours at work are paying dividends. Because if he is working extra time, he is taking more and more time off the relationship. Those are signs of a double life, and if he didn't do anything yet, he is prioritising somebody that's not you. That ghosting can be from texting, lowering the frequency, suddenly cancelling plans with you, or saying the exact old words, "I don't have time." A priority should always be you. In a healthy relationship, both have goals and work hard. Thus, if there is limited time to spend together, it's essential to make the most out of it. But if he never shows up, then you are not a priority in that man's life, and it's time to say goodbye. Most people find time where there isn't to spend with the ones they love. If he spends time somewhere else when he is supposed to be with you, those priorities are all backwards. If your man does 2 or more of these signs, it's time for you to run. Leave a like against cheaters and subscribe for more videos like this.